Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to start off with this super easy soft glam glow goddess vibes makeup look. The first thing I'm going to start off with is my primer. This is a blurring primer from Cover FX. This is going to be a pore filling primer and make your skin a smooth surface. Now I'm applying my foundation, and this is the brand Il Maquillage. I believe that's how it's called. So you can see I'm applying this to my face, and I'm using my ring finger to just polka dot it all around my face, and then I'm going to grab my e.l.f. brush and go ahead and blend that out. But that's applied, I'm going to go ahead and apply concealer. So I'm using two different ones, e.l.f. and Maybelline. That's just really to balance out the color because that e.l.f. one is super bright. Then I'm going to use my beauty blender and go ahead and blend it out. So now we are going to go ahead and do our contour. I'm using a foundation as my contour really because I like this shade. It's a perfect combination of warmth. It has a little bit of coolness to it, but I do like the bronzy effect that it gives me. And then I like squirted too much on my forehead, but we're going to evenly apply that around my forehead and then of course on my contour line and blend it out with that same foundation brush. So like I said, I'm going to make sure I blend that all across my hairline and my jawline as well to give myself more color. And then I'm just going to use that same beauty blender and kind of blend out any harsh lines that I see around my face. What I'm doing next is I am applying a setting powder. So this is Airspun, and I've dipped my beauty blender into the powder, blew it off, and then I'm putting the excess that's on the sponge under my eyes. So I'm doing that baking method, and this is going to help me because I'm very oily and it's going to help absorb the oils. I'm pressing it into my skin as well. Powder contour is next. I'm taking my tried and true Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that's the shade Fawn, and then a fluffy e.l.f. brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that angle of the brush and dip it in the powder, and then you can see I'm blending it into my face. Of course, we do both sides. Pretty much everywhere that you put that cream contour, we're going to use that powder contour. What I have now is this Real Techniques multitasking brush. This brush is good for, of course, fluffing away all of the excess powder from the baking, but it's also going to help blend in any harsh lines and kind of give everything a seamless look. And now I'm on to my eyebrows. I'm going to do an eyebrow video separately because it takes me way too long, but this is like the very end of me doing one brow and then both of them. So now moving on to eyes, I'm going to be taking that e.l.f. concealer and a Florence concealer and mixing the two so it's not pale, and then I'm going to be using that for a brow bone highlight, but also as my eyeshadow primer because, you know, why buy an extra product? So side note, if you have an eyeshadow primer, go ahead and use that. This works for me, you know, so I'm going to use an e.l.f. brush. This is the concealer brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out and give myself a smooth surface to work with. Moving on to the eyes, so for this super bronzy look, I went back into my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette in that shade Fawn, and I'm just going to use a fluffy brush that I have, I don't know the name of it, and then go ahead and buff that out around my crease, somewhat on my lid, but mostly on my crease. That's going to be my transition shade. You can see I'm going back and forth and using circular motions to go ahead and blend that through. So now I'm going to go back into that palette and use this shade right here as a brow bone highlight, but also to blend out the top part of that transition shade and get rid of any harsh lines. Once everything is all blended through, I decided I wanted a little bit more warmth. So I'm going through my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and this is Modern Renaissance in the shade Burnt Orange, and I'm using her brush. It's a tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and buff that through my crease. First of all, do you know how hard it was for me to say Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette without stuttering? But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna keep on going, blending that through my crease with that brush, and then I'm using that other blending brush that I used before to further blend. So the thing with eyeshadow is blend, blend, blend. You just want to make sure you don't have any harsh lines. So now to make the eyes pop, I'm gonna be using this Stila liquid eyeshadow. I'm not too sure of the name because it got wiped off, but it's a nice golden color. And I'm going to basically be carving out my crease and my lid with this. And honestly, it's a pretty color by itself, so you really don't need any additional color on top of it. But I decided to go back into the Modern Renaissance palette and top it off with Vermeer. And as you can see here, I'm just patting that Vermeer color on top of it. So I'm going back to Burnt Orange, and I'm just getting a little bit on my blending brush, and I'm blending around that crease because I want more of a softer transition from the lid to the crease area. I don't want like a super harsh cut crease, not with this look anyway. Back to Antique Bronze, and we're just gonna blend the lid and the outer corner together to make a smooth transition. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of that same color under my lash line. Time for blush. This is the blush that I use all the time when I do wear blush, because I normally don't. But I'm using Buxom in the shade Dolly, and I'm putting that on the apples of my cheeks. It always helps to smile if you need to see where exactly to put it. And then I'm going to use this random black mascara because I'm putting on lashes anyway, so the mascara type doesn't really even matter. But I'm just going to put that on to darken up my lashes. And then doing my lower lash line. And then we're going to go ahead and start doing lashes in just a second. I'm using Kiss Lashes in the style Flirty, and then Duo Lash Glue. I'm going to be applying that glue and then letting it sit for 30 seconds before I apply it to my eyes. After 30 seconds, this is how I'm going to be putting on the lashes. It's kind of at a weird angle, but it's the only way I knew how to kind of put this on camera. So later, I'm going to be showing you in a whole separate video, like more thoroughly how I apply lashes. But to put it in shorter words, I secure the middle, then secure the inner, and then the outer. And that's pretty much it. And I always use tweezers. The main thing that helps me is looking downwards into a mirror. That way I can see my lash line. So right here might be a better view as well, but you can see I started off in the middle like I said, and then I go to either corner, so the inner corner or the outer corner. Alright sis, we almost done. Now we're about to get with the highlight. This is my favorite highlighter, Anastasia Beverly Hills Amreezy, I believe it was. It's limited edition. Best friend got it for Christmas, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply that with another e.l.f. brush, and this is their blush brush, but I use it for highlight and highlight only. Look at that. Oh baby, okay. As you can see, I love this highlight because I just keep on applying it. For Glazed Donut looks, But I put a little bit more on the tip of my nose, and then the middle of the bridge of my nose, and then my cupid's bow on my lips to give myself ultra glowing goddess vibes. Okay. Okay, so if you know me, you know I stay with the Vaseline. So for this look, I'm just going to use that nude sticks as a liner and then top it off with Vaseline and kind of blend it through, because I don't really wear too much lipstick, and when I do, I keep it very nude, very simple. So this is going to give me that sheer satin, moisturized, hydrated look as well. And here I am setting my face again with this rose water spray from Cream and Cocoa. And this is the finished look right here. Glowy goddess glazed donut soft glam look. Thank you for watching.